Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to The 7. Let's get a look at the Big 7 stories happening right now. Topping the list for us tonight, Vols QB Joe Milton announcing that he is opting out of Monday's Citrus Bowl. That means the Vols will be going bowling with a new name under center, but for some it will, well, maybe a little hard to pronounce.
What up, y'all? I'm Nico Iamaleava, and the correct way to pronounce my last name is Iamaleava.
All right, you heard it there first. It's pronounced Iamaleava. Nico, number 8 on the field, a freshman quarterback on the football team. He has played in 4 games previously, but never when the contest was competitive. Head coach Josh Heupel praising the freshman's growth, though, over the last year. But in the end, it's not all on the quarterback for the Vols to be successful.
Everybody's got a different, process, a different, different factors are part of the decision process. End of the day, we support him and what he wants to do, where he wants to go. He's got a great football future in front of him. Excited to see that unfold on the back end of this game.
Over his 4 games played this season, he has completed 16 of 26 passes for 163 yards and 1 touchdown. And a reminder, we're less than 1 week out from the Vols playing in the Citrus Bowl. The Vols will be taking on Iowa at 1 o'clock New Year's Day. Before that, though, we're counting down to kickoff. Starting at 10 a.m., we'll be taking a look at the Vols road to the Citrus. The game will be in Orlando, as you know, at Camping World Stadium. If you're not making the trip, you can watch the game right here on WATE and ABC. Our sports team's already there. They'll have more for us tonight at 11 o'clock. Next on the list, the Big 7 stories: an arrest made after multiple vehicles were hit along I-40 by the same driver. We're told the driver is facing several charges. They include driving under the influence and aggravated assault after fighting an off-duty East Tennessee sheriff. This is the driver, 37-year-old Gatlinburg native Erwin Lanza. In addition to the aggravated assault on DUI charges, he is facing reckless endangerment, leaving the scene of the accident, and other traffic violations. Tennessee Highway Patrol says they received the tip after off-duty Loudon County Sheriff Jimmy Davis called 911 and reported he was following a truck that he observed hit several other vehicles before crashing into a concrete barrier near Turkey Creek and I-40. Davis said he approached the vehicle after it crashed, and the driver, later identified as Lanza, began fighting with him. After being transported to UT Medical Center for his injuries, Lanza reportedly told a trooper he struck 4 vehicles before crashing, including a TDOT work truck. Court documents also show that an immigration hold has been placed on Lanza. A bond hearing for him has been scheduled for tomorrow. Our next Big 7 story: first responders saving a home from flames while the owners were away. Rural Metro responding to a house fire earlier this morning in Farragut with 3 dogs rescued by crews. All this happening in the 300 block of Fruitwood Lane. When crews arrived, there was smoke coming from an upstairs bonus room window. The fire was quickly extinguished and isolated to that room. However, the house suffered significant smoke damage. No one was home at the time except for those 3 dogs that were rescued. The cause of the fire still under investigation. However, Rural Metro says it's important to remember to unplug holiday decorations when you leave your home. Moving down the list for you, a way that you can help the TWRA and potentially receive $3,000. The TWRA is asking for the public's help in identifying the person or persons who poached an elk calf in Claiborne County. The elk was found Friday in the Valley Creek area of the Ed Carter unit of the North Cumberland Wildlife Management area. After being reported by a hunter, wildlife officers said it appeared the calf had been shot by a small caliber rifle. A $3,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the person, or again people involved, has been donated by 3 different wildlife groups. TWRA Wildlife Officer Stone Payne says they've been working to repopulate elk in this area.
For our definition, normally poached means it was an animal that was illegally harvested, and what made this harvest was legal is our elk season is very short and it's only open to a certain number of people, and currently there are no hunts going on.
Hunters have to enter a random drawing to be given permission to participate in elk hunting season, which takes place between September and October each year. Our next Big 7 story for you tonight: an East Tennessee musical icon being remembered. Southern gospel legend Peg McKamey Bean passed away yesterday, but her impact will continue to be felt for years to come. Bean was the founding member of the award-winning East Tennessee gospel music group, the McKameys. Along with traveling the country with their music, the McKameys have performed on many occasions at Dollywood for the past several decades. Peg McKamey Bean was born in Campbell County and was the daughter of a coal miner. She was one of 12 children. Bean's daughter, Connie Fortner, telling us today that her mom always had a smile on her face.
She was the same on stage, off stage. That was just her personality. And a lot of people loved her because she was just herself.
Bean was 80 years old. Dollywood, by the way, extending their deepest sympathies to her family and to her many fans tonight who will continue to be inspired by her music and life of faith. A service for Bean will be at Second Baptist on Friday, December 29th. Visitation starts at 4 o'clock. It will run until the funeral, which is scheduled to begin at 7. Next up, the new multi-use stadium coming to the Old City, reaching a big milestone. We're told all 1,200 tons of steel framing now in place. And from these videos shared by the Knoxville Sports Authority, you can see the stadium really now starting to take shape. It looks like a baseball stadium. We're told that's important because it frees up workers now to move on to other jobs. On top of that, about 4,700 cubic yards of concrete have now been poured so far. That's roughly 2/3 of the concrete plan for this project. Now crews are framing out walls on the first floor of the stadium, plus dirt now being moved into the southern end of the stadium so that the foundation can be laid for a bridge to span First Creek. As we've told you, the city is aiming to open the 7,500-seat stadium in a little over a year's time, just in time for the 2025 baseball season. Can't wait. All right, our last Big 7 story for you tonight, a way that you can help members of your community stay warm and safe as those temperatures drop. Local churches, homeless service providers, and the Knox County Office of Housing Stability are partnering to open overnight warming centers, but they need your help. They need volunteers and supplies for the shelters. Now, there will be 4 sites you can volunteer at. There will also be various shifts during the early evening, overnight, and mid-morning hours from January 1st to the 15th. Volunteers are needed to deliver meals, set up cots, check people in, or stay overnight. We're also told there's not even enough space for all of the individuals who are living on the streets to have a bed on those colder nights.
Our data tell us that we don't have enough shelter capacity for everyone who is living on the street in Knoxville and Knox County. In January of 2023, volunteers counted 223 people living on the street, so not in shelters, and at the same time, 42 open shelter beds. So even though CARM and partners do a great job, we still don't have enough shelter capacity in our community for everyone who's living on the street.
If you would like to volunteer, contact 211 or email the office at knoxtnhousing.org. Again, volunteers are needed for all shifts and locations. And if you would like to donate supplies, these are some of the items that are needed. Either used or new sleeping bags, bedding, especially those comforters, and scrubs of all sizes. Items that need to be purchased new, toiletries, socks, and underwear. And to donate, please contact Knox Area Rescue Ministries. We do have that number. It's 865-673-6540, or you can email at info@carm.org. And for anyone who's in need of a warming center, please contact KPD's non-emergency line to find the nearest location. Maybe you know somebody that needs some help. 865-215-4010 is that number.